Good morning, all. Paul from CamelbackTrading.org coming to you this Friday morning, May 23rd. We're looking at window traders, market profile of the ES and NQ. Well. You know, about, half hour, 40 minutes ago, I went upstairs, had something to do, and now I come down and I see this. And the funny thing is, I was thinking, prior to this coming in, I was going to say, well, what's been happening Wednesday night, Thursday night? And I was going to say the market's getting shorter and shorter. So one of two things will happen. Either they're not going to get a further push down and all these shorts are going to get run out of the building at some point to the upside, or they'll pick up some new blood and get going because the target for sure, especially in ES, is the weekly low. Well, it's the latter right now that's occurring. From a wide overnight park, look at all the business we did. This is Wednesday afternoon, Wednesday night, all day Thursday, all Thursday night, and now all of a sudden pre-market, they've broken away from it. Remember, the daily was down in ES. NQ was balanced. Well, they're trying to come out of an inside day to the downside, and if they take out Wednesday's low, they're firmly down. Look where ES is trading. That's last week's low, folks. Why is that important? Two reasons. Number one, it puts the weekly back to balance. And number two, you would have a potential what? Outside week down. You notice we've had a lot of outside days, weeks, inside days, weeks, right? It's been a lot of indecision when you have those type of things. So this could get very interesting. You have the weekly gap still that gets filled at 41 in ES. Then the daily gap. Remember, weekly gaps don't hold that often. Now, NQ also is trying to get to its weekly low of 690. If they do, that would also put the weekly back to balance and have a potential outside week down. Righty has been down on the daily. Okay? And now again, looking to potentially gap lower. The volume so far in this move is pretty heavy. It's only 8 o'clock in the morning, 2.2 million in SPY, 1.7 in triple Qs already. So potentially could have a really exciting day. I figured the day before a 3-day weekend, a lot of times people take off and it might not be that busy. What could possibly happen is you're going to have, look, we don't have liquidity as it is, right? There's no such thing as market makers. But if there's even less people just day trading today, that's going to create a big liquidity problem, which could move the market even if the volume isn't heavy. Right now, the volume's very good, though. So it could be a very, at least, exciting beginning to the day. We still have 90 minutes, so we'll see what happens. But right now, this market is pushing aggressively down. I put NQ into 5-tick increments. And even in 5s, look how light this volume is right now. So whatever set off this feeding frenzy to the downside, again, in NQ's case, inside day, go with it and monitor for continuation. ES's case, we're already down. How do we react at the weekly low? How do we react if we fill the gap on the weekly? Do we hold the daily gap? There's a lot on the table here. Again, to give a game plan this early is kind of silly. However, wherever the overnight is, if you do take out the overnight low in ES, sooner rather than later, then a push up against last week's low the first time would be a good short to see if they hold the outside week down. And the acceptance above it, you get out and then you try to gap fill from today on another short possibility. Is there a long? Potentially at the weekly gap fill the first time to see if you get a bounce off of it. These are early plays. Again, you have waited more than enough time to join this trading room to see what we start doing at 9:15 every morning. We will recap all of these charts tonight, okay, from top to bottom, as it seems like there could be some very, very dramatic changes occurring. And then, chart-wise, so here's the S&P. We took out last week's high. Now we're right at last week's low. You're going to try to fill the weekly gap potentially first. Now, here's the big thing we've been talking about. Here's your daily. What did we talk about? The 200-day moving average. Now, I said I wouldn't mind back testing it prior to attempting to maybe go to all-time highs. Well, right now, pre-market, we're below it. It's at 575.47. We're trading at 575. We're trading at 474 and change. Now, again, one day, 1 week doesn't make a market. However, if you do have an outside week down and close below the 200-day moving average, boy, oh boy, the bulls, sooner rather than later, would be best to get their act together unless this whole move up is for naught and maybe we don't see the all-time high. However, if you get some consolidation around the 200, maybe don't have the outside week down, then maybe you put yourself at some point into a really big daily balance and maybe come out of it stronger to the upside to get the all-time high. It's a beautiful chess game every day. Thank you so much for liking and subscribing to this channel. Good luck trading today, and we'll recap the day and the week at 4 p.m.